Welcome everyone to the Jet-Alorian podcast. I am your host, BX Sports Jedi Kev. As we are here in our new home in Opus, we wanted to do this stream here for the first time. So we're just getting to know the StreamYard or the streaming device here on Opus, and we want to thank you guys. Opus will be probably a new home here going forward, as we see all the different emojis saying thank you there. So I have to turn that off. I got to work with the kinks there, but I hope you guys are having a happy new year. The New York Jets, our New York Jets, full victim here, and they will not be participating in the postseason after that loss 23-6 in Seattle. Very disappointing for our New York Jets. For especially being 7-4, and we saw this defense. We saw a lot of improvement from the season. The season isn't over. There's still one more game against the Miami Dolphins, but they are no longer able to compete and be part of the postseason. We thought, boy, when we were 7-4, we're like, man, that drought is finally going to come to an end. Our New York Jets will finally be able to get into the postseason, and we were feeling good. We felt the defense was coming along. We saw a lot of good things from Sauce Gardner, Quincy and Quentin Williams both were playing phenomenal. We knew we had some good cornerbacks. Reed was phenomenal season, but it just falls short on the offensive side. Garrett Wilson, we know he's a keeper. We probably have one of a top 5 wide receiver up and coming, and to have it fall apart and on a 5-game losing streak, it hurts. And the thing that bothers me most as a Jet fan, that game was not competitive. That was a non-competitive game. The Seahawks were playing terrible. They were playing much worse, and it did not carry over into Sunday. You could tell that the Jets were not even competitive. The defense, I felt the defense mailed it in. The big defense, the backbone of this team, at least with mostly majority healthy, just mailed it in. And it cannot be LaMarcus Joyner the reason why. I know he went out with an injury, but my God, we couldn't make any stops. Geno Smith looked so well. The season was on the line here, and I didn't get no effort. Mike White might have been injured. If he was, it to me, it just shows us Mike White is not the quarterback of this team, and a lot of pros that get paid for analyzing the team and analyzing quarterbacks and what we call the talking heads, they all see there was nothing great about Mike White. People were excited. Yes, everyone gets excited for this backup quarterback as we get the memes out there. And he's not a good quarterback. He's a good backup for the Jets now. Where we go now, we're back to square one. We have a good team here, position wise. You got wide receivers. You have You have running backs, we have linebackers, defensive linemen, we have cornerbacks, we have tight ends, but we're missing the main spot that makes the nucleus go and wins in the NFL is quarterback. And now we're back to square one. What is Zach Wilson? This is year 2 of Zach Wilson, and obviously he is not a New York football quarterback. What is New York football quarterback? That's a good question, because the Jets, since 1969, or even when Kenny O'Brien was under center, we still don't know what's a Jets quarterback. Seriously, Richard Todd. Okay, we're still waiting to find out who is our quarterback, and everyone wants to get the quick fix. And be careful. We need to be careful on the quick fix as well. You know, and God bless the fan base. I know we as fan base gets a little impatient. Oh, let's bring Tom Brady. No, Tom Brady's 44 years old, 45 years old. He is not the solution here for the Jets. I know they're a win now team, or they're an up and coming young team, but I don't think what Tom Brady here was going to bring you or get you that success there. I'm sorry. You need that. We need to be the young, innovative football. And then it brings me back to on the offense. No Brady. I know Derek Carr is a name out there that might be now. That'd be a sweet name out there. I don't know if Derek Carr will be an answer here. You're doing you're repeating what we've done before. We're bringing a Vinny Testaverde in. Yes, I grant that Vinny Testaverde brought us to the AFC title game against Denver, but it didn't. What happened? We went back to. We need to just find our quarterback of the future that we could build off of, and we could be here more than 2 years. I mean, give me something where we know we have a quarterback for the next 5 years at least, or at least give me at least a contract for 3 to 4 years. I don't want to go back again and repeat that cycle. Aaron Rodgers is going to be a name out there. To me, that's just another Brett Favre situation again. You bring him in here, he's in, and I don't. Maybe that's just my PTSD as a Jet fan, seen it, done it again. I don't know, guys, but I just don't want to see. I want to see finally good football, maintain stability at football, winning. I'm tired of where we peak a little, we make the playoff, we sneak in as a wild card, we play 1 year, and then next year all the wheels fall off the bus, and then we're back again. I'm tired of the narrative that even Rex Ryan even mentioned, the same old Jets. I don't want to be the same old Jets. It's time to change the narrative to be now winning football. Now, when I pause, because I want to be careful what I want to say, and not contradict myself, although sometimes it might sound like a contradiction. I know when you play football, you want to win no matter what. And I'm not talking about the season. I'm talking about last season. That game that all the fans, but at least 40% of the Jet fan base, and you rightfully so, celebrate. We're acting like they won a parade or Super Bowl when they won that one measly game against the damn against the Los Angeles Rams, excuse me, and cost us the chance 2 years ago to get Dexter Lawrence. Was it really worth winning that game? Seriously. I know. And listen, I love, and I love, and I again, I guess say again with the big L, love WFAN New York. Joe Bedingo, one of my all-time favorite, one of the all-time greats. First one, I got to win the football games. We need to win. I don't want to lose. It looks stupid 3 years down the road, and I'm not calling you stupid, Joe Bedingo. You are a class, and you are awesome. My thing is, it was a dumb, 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 dumb to win that game in Los Angeles against the Rams. We should have lost that. We should have gotten Trey Lawrence, but do we have the trust that this coaching staff here is going to groom a quarterback? I know that's the other side of the coin. We could say, well, how do you know that, LaFleur wasn't going to groom Lawrence as a quarterback? Well, sometimes talent over comes out of bad coaching, and I'm not calling LaFleur a terrible coach, but he wasn't inspiring these last few weeks on this 5-game losing streak. Of course, winning is the best deodorant for losing, but look, I didn't like the play calling at all for that Seattle game. I know the Jets were dominating running the football. Unfortunately, running the football. And if Mike White was a little injured and looks, he was selling some balls, wasn't so tight on his throws. And one thing that bothers me with this coaching staff, the head coach Robert Saleh, who's, believe it or not, he's a good coach. I'm still have my reservations on him to think he's going to be a sustainable, good coach who can make adjustments. Maybe we're seeing the ceiling on Rob Saleh. I mean, from last year they were pathetic on defense. This year they were really competitive. They were good on defense. You got to give them a little bit of credit. You have to give them credit. Also, the general manager Douglas, for what a hell of a draft, bringing in a plethora of young talent. Eventually, the talent is going to overcome bad coaching at times, but you still need good coaching. Look at the Giants. Kudos to the New York Giants. We'll talk about them a little bit in a few. They, when you're coached well, even if you're undermanned talent wise, you look at them. They're going to the playoffs. We, on paper, the New York Jets have a roster of good, talented players, up and down. But on paper, you don't win nothing. The only thing you could do with paper is wipe dirt, or I didn't want to be explicit, you know. So listen, when it comes to the floor, I did not like his game plan and the coaching staff. When I go back to them and I want to roast them a little bit here, is if you see Mike White struggling and you saw, and I'm not saying Stradler is not gonna be anybody. I'm not saying he's gonna come in here, is gonna be the next Kirk Warner or the next savior here. But Stradler the week before was showing us that he goes in, he was moving the offensive line with some RPO runs. If they were running the football okay with him, and he was throwing the ball pretty decent, give us a little bit of a wrinkle, a change, especially your season is on the line. Everything is set up in front. You need to win to stay alive. And I didn't think coaching staff and the players did not play with that urgency that their season was on the line. Again, this is the team takes reflection on the head coach. He might be a little bit calm, cool, and collective. That's fine, and you need that. You need stability. You don't need that rah rah or panicky or Chinese fire drill head coach. You need, well, that, oh my God, everything is going wrong, everything's on fire. And as we get the emojis, I got to learn how to stop the emojis here. We'll get that working out. We'll work those kinks out here on Opus, our new home here for streaming. And I wanted to see a change. The coach is too laissez-faire. They need a little fire. And of course, the Jets need more out of the quarterback position. Now, here comes the politics when it comes to the offseason. What do you mean the politics? Somebody's going to have to pay for that second round pick that did not pan out in New York. I don't know if it's going to be LaFleur. I don't know if it's going to be Saleh. I don't know, because there's already speculation, a little bit of a rift between Woody Johnson and Saleh. Woody Johnson wanted more Wilson to play more. Saleh wanted to play Mike White. There's all different type of conflicting report. This is all speculation from beat writers and so forth. So nothing in concrete, but there's already talk about a rift. Listen, if management, Woody Johnson owns the team, he does whatever he feels like, he pays the checks. Saleh is a decent, good coach. I don't know if he's that one that's going to take the New York Jets to another level. If he's thinking of making a goofy move or a move, I think Saleh returns. I think Saleh gets another year personally. But if you're going to make a change, then you go and get Sean Payton. You go find yourself an established head coach who oversees all aspect of the football. Offense, defense, special teams. Special teams was atrocious this year. Giving up that win in New England on that punt return. Yesterday, what was the thought of going? Do they have? I know they call him Greg the Leg, and I know you have to know that 57-yard field goal that he missed. That was another crucial mistake. You punt away. If you have such a good defense, you punt the ball there. It's still early in the game. I understand you want to push the narrative and you haven't scored a touchdown in so many quarters. And I know that you wanted to be aggressive, but there's time to be aggressive. There's time not to be aggressive. Clock management. You could criticize Robert Saleh with the clock management in that game with Zach Wilson in the Minnesota game. I mean, there were so many games that the New York Jets left on the field to win. And if you look at the whole season right now in the present time, it stings and you're irate and you're mad because you don't want to continue seeing your team lose like this. You want to learn how to win, not learn how to lose. And the Jets never had that instinct of learn. We're going out there, we're going to win that game. The only one, and it was a miracle, was the Browns game. Everything went perfect for the Jets to win it. And I thought they were going to turn the corner there. I said, okay, they're learning how to win. They went and won that. Yes, they got a big lucky break with the onside kick. And I thought they were going to turn that corner. And then injuries and so forth. But you can't excuse that. Next man up. Why in the world did this team, this coaching staff wasn't able to bring the best out of Denzel Mims? When once Corey Davis and another one, Corey Davis, I don't think he comes back next season. I think he'll be a cap casualty. He's always injured. I mean, when he's on the field, he's a hell of a player, but he's never available. The best availability is availability. And Corey Davis, another one. I'm disappointed with him. He's, I understand injuries and all that case, but we need it, and we need a healthy. When he's on the field, he helps. You have to. The point is that we're getting the reason for my frustration, and I'm fumbling over my words, is there's talented players here, and remember, this is a salary cap league. Right now, you have a lot of good players on rookie contracts, and you have players here with the nucleus that they could. This is a winning team, and of course, everyone says it on paper, and I say paper, you could wipe your rear end with it, and so they need a quarterback, and right now, I'm just a frustrated Jet fan on here complaining about in the moment, living in the moment. They were so close, but yet so far to get into the postseason. And if you look at it back in when we drafted these players, when in June, July, training camp, okay, if we get 5 wins, if we improve to 6 wins, and it look like we're gonna end up with 7, and it looks like we're gonna stay right where we at, we'll take it. It's a good season. They're showing progress, the quarterback, but the way we're seeing it, the way they started off and the way they're finishing, it looks like we're regressing instead of progressing. We're not seeing it. We're now more in a fog than last season. We don't know we don't know who's the quarterback. Guys, it's not Mike White. I'm sorry to say it. It's not Mike White. It's not Mike White. It's not Zach Wilson. And it's not all Mike White's fault either. The Jets made them disservice by bringing Flacco as a backup. If they would have bought another different Flacco, look, Flacco won his Super Bowl MVP. He has all his accolades. He does not want to play football. It shows by his demeanor, his action. He's just, you know what? I'm just there to receive a W-2 form. That's it, and pay some taxes. Because he shows no care whatsoever wanting to play. Because if you see the Jets struggling, he should have been going there, season on the line, even if he wants to play or not. Hey, put me in. I think I could rally. He just nothing. No pulse. I don't even know if he was activated, to be honest with you. But there was no good choices. The Jets didn't do themselves any favor putting themselves in any good choices. You had guys out there that could have bought in here, as a backup. You had Gardner Minshew was sitting around there. The names are out there, guys. The names out there. I know they're not drum beaters. They're not world beaters neither for the Jets to bring, but you need a backup quarterback who could just move. If you need a spark, you need to move. You need to get going. Season on the line, show something. They didn't do that. They failed at that. So again, this is disappointing in the whole, and maybe in the offseason, March, April, before the draft, we'll look back and say, you know what? No one expected them to be this. They proceeded what Vegas said, and they were so close to the postseason. They gave us meaningful football in January. I'm trying to find a silver lining. We played a meaningful football game in January since, I don't know, maybe 10 years, since the time with top balls. With Ryan Fitzpatrick, when they lost to Buffalo, that was the last meaningful game, regular season game this late. So I'm just trying to put it together what the Jets need here, and it's going to be your head scratcher. Boy, I tell you one thing, they miss Breece Hall. I mean, I hope that kid gets back and comes back better than ever, fully recovered, doesn't feel rushed to return to the field. But another thing here, One of the best thing, one of the a few more things in the offseason you gotta address. First and foremost, head coach, and owner has to be on the same page. If there's going to be a rift between coach and head coach, owner and head coach, and he doesn't believe in and doesn't do, you know what? I hate to say it, and I hate we're going to be same old Jets. Get rid of them. But if you're gonna, but the owner has to let the coach do his thing and back away. If we're bringing Salah in, back away. And you can make recommendations. You want a new offensive coordinator, maybe a defensive coordinator who wants to blitz more. Maybe want to blitz more. Who knows? That's between them. Fix whatever. A kingdom divided does not stand. So if they're divided, they gotta make. They have to come into a mutual ground of respect or go their separate ways. Personally, if that's the way, if that's where we're hearing ripples and rips between these two, the owner and coach. Now the general manager has to step in. I know the general manager has done a really good job buying the groceries. Now he also has to be high in violation. Remember, he answers to the owner, and if the owner is going to allow him to bring another coach, then let him pull the trigger. But if you're going to go shopping in the most expensive aisle when it's Sean Payton. You also have Frank Wright out there. I know everyone says Frank Wright hasn't done nothing. Oh, he was a good offensive coordinator for. Maybe you want to talk to Frank Wright and say, listen, I know you took the head coaching time, reinvent yourself, or maybe you want to come and be an offensive coordinator. You could run the OC. If Salah doesn't want to be hands-on on defense, on offense, and wants to delegate that, and everybody is with collaboration and stuff, make Frank Wright your offensive coordinator. Let him go there and run and run the offense, run everything, and let him evaluate and pick and get, first and foremost, find out if he is any of these quarterbacks salvageable. And you ask Frank Wright, listen, be honest, not because you need a job, can you work and salvage any of these quarterbacks or anything, or even out there? And let him go from there. Let him go from there and make your Frank Wright your offensive coordinator. I don't think he's ready. And then you let him, even if we do Frank Wright for a year or two and then he becomes the hot coordinator and he leaves for a head coaching job, so be it. It's time for him to help develop a quarterback here. Bring a guy who we know could develop. He helped develop Carson Wentz. I know everyone says Carson Wentz hasn't been nothing, but he hasn't been nothing without Frank Wright. And they won with Nick Foles a Super Bowl. Frank Wright is a hell of an offensive coach. Maybe the head coaching is a little too much over his head for Frank Wright. Maybe not. We don't know that. We don't know that. Usually your first stop, you usually not that successful. You need a second opportunity and then you take off. But I would contact Frank Wright, offense coordinator, if you're keeping Robert Saleh. I would do that. I would definitely have that in here. And also you need a good special teams coach who's going to teach better techniques, better execution, because the special teams for the New York Jets stink. They really stink. They were really bad. And I hope, the defense is really good. Can you improve on the defense? Absolutely. I could see Mosley being a casualty of a cap cut. I don't see him here. I don't think he played so well. He leads the team in tackles, but there was a lot of times with that mistake on that 4th and 1, that still resonates and missed and getting and up the middle, getting not tackling and missing tackles. I remember a lot more negative from a Mosley than positive, but it is what it is on that there. And listen, it all starts with what's in between the ears. The leader, the fish on the head, always thinks on top from the head up, and hopefully they could get their act together for the Jets. They got some good pieces here. And it's just right now, maybe overreaction Monday, frustration Monday, whatever you want to call it. But as a Jet fan, we are a little frustrated with this loss because the defense didn't mailed it in. They mailed it in. They did a no show. They yes, they gave up only 23 points, but they fell. The Jets play from behind, and the thing is for the defense, you know how bad the offense has been, how much they struggle, and you let them be from behind. The Jets play from behind. And it's, again, as I rehash the game and I remember it, and you let Geno Smith, the thing that hurts and bothers Geno Smith. Hey, listen, Geno Smith, kudos to Geno Smith, 4,000 yards this year, passing, help reinvent his career under Pete Carroll and Seattle. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him. It wasn't his fault where he was drafted and the expectation when it comes being a Jet backup or quarterback. You know, the Jet fans just want someone to be a savior, and if you're not a quarterback savior, you become a quarterback whipping boy. And the Jet, us as fans, I know we can't say don't be so harsh. I understand that, but we gotta take it easy and let these quarterbacks develop. If we bring in another quarterback, what's the point of bringing CJ Stroud in here and he can't? And we're gonna be on top of him like we did with Zach Wilson. So we have to take a little bit of we have to pump the brakes as a fan base too, to be all on top and really harping on the quarterbacks. But hey, let's see what the Jets do here. They gave us a pretty interesting season with a roller coaster. You see in a lot of, we started the roller coaster with a little down, then it started accelerating, especially when they went to that. They were 6-3, 7-4. They were really up high there. Competitive games, against a Minnesota Viking who possibly could be second in the NFC and possibly maybe the first seed of the NFC. Who knows? Maybe a Super Bowl representative, and we went toe to toe. We were inches away of winning and be able to stop and winning the game. So we play competitive against good teams. We have some good signature wins, some ugly, terrible losses. So Jet season, we still got one more game in Miami, roller coaster. Go knock Miami out. As much as I hate to see the Patriots in the postseason, they're already in the. You know what? Don't let the Miami Dolphins go in the postseason. They're more of a hated rival to the New York Jets. Go out there, show us something, show us the fan base something that you we're accusing you of mailing it in. Tell us, make us eat crow. Go out there and destroy Miami on the road in Miami. The weather's going to be beautiful. It's not going to be too hot. That we're getting a cold front in Florida, the state of Florida, in over the weekend, so it's not going to be too excruciating hot. And they go out there and beat the Dolphins and retool. Show us who wants to be here next year. And you know what? We'll retool, relick our wounds, and go right back at it, folks. That's the way I see it going forward for the New York Jets. Now, I wanted to touch a quick base on the other team across the New York Giants. I want to give them hats off, kudos to you, New York Giants, for not only beating a pathetic Colts team, but doing it in some good fashion there, totally blowing them out. Daniel Jones, calm, cool, collective. Good coaching again by Drabo and company. Shane putting that team together, making do with the talent that they are. If you were to put the talent on paper between the Jets and Giants, Jets have much more greater talented younger talented more players, but the Giants are executing what the coaching is provided in front. Again, it goes back to coaching. Wink Martindale, a lot of kudos to him when he dials up. Kayvon Thibodeau starting to become a force to be reckoned with at the end of the season. You're coming on strong, finishing off strong. And of course, with like Jet-Alorian and company, and they're getting healthy in the secondary. So you saw that they're getting healthier in the secondary now in right time. So for now, they when they need to make a certain pass and you have good defenders, now the Jets with that pass rush could be dangerous. The Giants, could be really dangerous going in there. Do I see them winning a postseason game? No. If they go to San Francisco, I don't know if they could beat the 49ers. Although I never limit teams on if they could or can't lose. It all depends on who's their quarterback. If it's the third string quarterback, and they go up against the Giants, anything can happen. This is postseason. Anything can happen. Look, nobody expected the Giants to go on a run with Eli Manning that first in 2007. They were fumbling a little bit. They sneaked in and they went on a Super Bowl run. I'm not saying the Giants are going on a Super Bowl run here, but never limit your team, Giants fan. You never say, "Oh, I don't expect that. We're going to lose." Never limit it. Go, just sit down, buckle up, enjoy it, because we're Jets fans. We're craving to be in that position to be able to go on a postseason run, and you guys are on it. So enjoy it. We'll be rooting. Of course, my fandom is split between both teams, and I definitely am going to be enjoying it and rooting for the Giants to go out there and win. So with that said, guys, I want to thank you guys for joining. This is our first test run here on Opus. So this is Opus, our new home, where we're going to be streaming our videos here as well. We're trying to work on the different. We're right now in the beta trial start. So we'll be putting up some more videos, and then the watch alongs will probably still stay on StreamYard. I would like to do my watch alongs here, but right now I got to add my platforms on it. But we're working on that behind the scenes. I want to thank the people on Opus. Thank you so much for choosing the BX Sports Jedi Network. 7,000 subscribers strong and growing. We appreciate you guys that are going to view us and watch along with us in all the different platforms here. If it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Thank you guys, and all the audio platforms. Thank you so much. Don't forget, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Give us our feedback. How could we help out? This was just a trial run on the Opus. I wanted to get on Opus to talk about this and see how it went. It looks phenomenal. It feels good. The Opus makes it kind of simple to just go and stream. And we saw the emojis, and we're gonna have more and more fun things here on Opus in the year 2023 for the BX Sports Jedi Network. So we are proud to be here, and we thank the people on Opus for allowing us to stream in their platform. So this is BX Sports Jedi Network saying thank you so much, and we'll see you next time here. And of course, 2023, all the love, and we'll be talking some more Jets, some more football, and I can't wait to continue being part here and allowing me to come to your living room. Tonight, later on at 3 p.m., we'll have the New York Knicks take on the Phoenix Suns, the live watch along with Chef Dan in the building. And we'll talk about the Knicks trying to return home and being one game over 500. So we can't wait to see that as well. And we have the Monday Night Raw watch along here. So the first Monday Night Raw, all you wrestling fans, will have the Monday Night Raw watch along tonight. Of course, in from Nashville and in from the BX Sports Jedi Network. So guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time here, and we'll talk soon.